everyone, my name's April Bontoft. I'm just here to introduce myself to you. So I'm a keen runner, actually an ultra marathon runner nowadays. I started running, when I was about, I want to say 8-10 years old. The key story behind me running was my dad was a marathon runner, and he went down to London with my mum to run the London Marathon, and I was at home being babysitted by my grandparents, and I remember seeing Dad on the telly of the London Marathon and thinking, oh my god, that's my dad, I want to be like my dad. So I literally grabbed his water bottle at the kitchen cupboard and ran up and down the garden path for what felt like hours. It probably was 10 minutes, my nana would say, but it felt like I ran the entire marathon that day in the garden. From that day, I've literally been in love with running. I joined like a local running club at a really young age. I took part in all of our local fun runs, everything that I could compete in until I was old enough to compete properly. I then started competing as a cross country 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 metre track runner. Then I went to university and running went out the window and I became a hockey player. Since then, running has taken over my life and I absolutely adore it. I did my first marathon in 2017, which was the London Marathon. I actually got diagnosed with quite a serious health condition during my training in the lead up to London. I was told not to run. I was told I'd probably not be able to run again. However, I completed London and then I signed up for my first ultra. So I signed up for the Thames Challenge, which is a 100k day race, which was amazing. My dad did the 50k with me, and honestly, the training in the lead up to that race was the best thing. It just epitomised running for me. Me and my dad lived 300 miles away from each other, and we made sure that we travelled to each other at least once a month just to do a long training run together. And honestly, it was everything I've ever wanted from running, just having him there with me and training with me and having someone to be really involved in it with. After the Thames Path Challenge, I just did a few kind of local 50Ks, and then I signed up for Ultra X Jordan, which, if you don't know, it's 250 kilometres through the Wadi Rum in Jordan, which is a desert. No toilets, no showers, camping, nights under the stars. Honestly, I got back from this race 4 weeks ago and it was the most inspiring thing I've ever done. I have no words to describe that event. If you're thinking about doing it, do it. I have since then qualified for the Ultra X World Championships, which will be in June next year, which is a 250 kilometre race in Slovenia, through the Alps, which I think the elevation is gonna kill me off a little bit. In the meantime, in the run up to that, I've got a few local events. I did a local marathon at the weekend, which I actually came first lady, so I was really happy about that. I've got a 6-hour event next weekend. I've got the South Devon Ultra in February, and then I've got the Ultra X 125 kilometre Azores race in April. They're my big top ones for next year. 2022 will be South Devon, Azores and Slovenia. Yeah, I just cannot wait to get cracking with training. Elevation training is going to be something completely new and going to really test me. So watch this space.